Ladies and gentlemen, gather around for a jaw-dropping revelation about the founding fathers of America that you won't find in your history books. We've all learned about their heroic deeds and noble values that shaped our country's identity, but what if we told you that they also had some wickedly kinky erotic experiences? Yes, you heard right. From secret mistresses to scandalous affairs and even BDSM preferences. The founding fathers were not as puritanical as we imagine them to be. So buckle up and get ready to explore the filthy, intimate relations of our forefathers in this eye-opening video. Thomas Jefferson was one of the most prolific philanderers in American history. He was said to have had affairs with many women, both married and unmarried. His most famous affair was with Sally Hemings, a slave at his Monticello estate. Hemings bore Jefferson several children, all of whom were born into slavery. Jefferson was not shy about his intimate relationships. He once wrote to a friend that he had a disposition for amours, and he had been guilty of enjoying them too much. He also admitted to fathering an illegitimate child with one of his slaves. Despite his philandering ways, Jefferson was a staunch advocate for marital fidelity. He believed that adultery was a grave moral wrong and wrote extensively on the subject. In one essay, he even went so far as to say that adultery should be punishable by death. The second president of the United States, John Adams, was known for being a bit of a prude. He expressed his strong disapproval of engaging in romantic relationships outside of marriage, stating that he despised and detested such behavior. Contrary to his public image, Adams had a private side that was quite expressive of his physical desires. He enjoyed spending time with his wife Abigail, and the two often engaged in steamy correspondence. Adams wasn't just interested in making love with his wife either. He also had a thing for younger women. In 1799, he wrote to a friend about an encounter he'd had with a woman named Lydia Bixby. It's clear that Adams was a man who loved intimacy in all its forms. He wasn't afraid to express his desires, whether it was in private letters or during late-night conversations with friends. And while his public persona may have been that of a prudish man, behind closed doors, Adams was anything but. George Washington had a personal life that was often the subject of gossip and speculation, with rumors circulating about his romantic relationships. Some even said that he had an illegitimate child. Despite being married to Martha Washington, it is rumored that George had an affair with Sally Fairfax, the wife of one of his childhood friends. The affair is said to have started when George was just 17 years old and continued for many years. Another woman who is rumored to have been involved with George Washington was Maria Hester Reynolds. Maria claimed that she and George had been secretly married for years and that they had a child together. George denied these claims, but the rumors persisted. Whether or not these rumors are true, one thing is certain. George Washington was a confident individual who did not feel the need to hide his natural inclinations or desires. Alexander Hamilton was one of the most prolific founding fathers when it came to intimacy. He had a number of affairs and illegitimate children. One of his most notable affairs was with Maria Reynolds. Reynolds' husband blackmailed Hamilton for money in exchange for not revealing the affair to Hamilton's wife. Hamilton also had an affair with Elizabeth Schuyler, who would later become his wife. The two were married for 14 years until Hamilton's death in 1804. During that time, they had 8 children together. 6 of those children survived into adulthood. While physical relations were definitely a part of Hamilton's life, it wasn't the only thing he was known for. He was also an accomplished political thinker and writer. He played a major role in shaping the United States Constitution and was one of the architects of the American financial system. While the details of the romantic relations of our founding fathers are mostly unknown, there are some tantalizing clues that suggest they were far from faithful to their wives. So next time you're feeling guilty about your own romantic escapades, remember that even the most respected historical figures were probably doing far worse than you. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give us a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more great content. Also, make sure to hit the notification bell so you never miss a new upload from us.